This movie begins 30 years ago in 1995. We see a place called Oregon, which is a state in United States. There was a village in its hilly area where we see a child named Blake who lives with his dad because his mother had died a long time ago. So now Blake's dad looks after him alone. Blake's dad used to be worried about his care. That's why he wanted to make him brave, because it was spread about this place that a bloodthirsty animal resembling a human is roaming here. Recently, it has also attacked a hiker who had come to these hilly areas for hiking. That's why his dad always used to be strict with him about being responsible of taking care of him. But talking about Blake, he had no idea about this because he was a child and he could only see the beauty of this place. He was unaware of how great a danger is hidden behind this beauty. Similarly, one day Blake's dad takes him for hunting. Where Blake saw some mushrooms, he liked them, that's why he goes to them. Now unaware of the fact that the mushrooms are poisonous, Blake started touching them, and his dad, who knew this, immediately stops him. He then tells him in detail that these mushrooms are poisonous, so do not try to touch them again, and stay away from such dangers. But Blake, who was not understanding these warnings, who was just lost in the beauty of this place, then Dad scolds him and says, "Be sensible. Even though this place is very beautiful, you do not even imagine how many dangers can be hidden here, so be careful." Then a deer comes in front of them, so Dad raises his gun and takes aim at it, but suddenly the deer runs away from there. Now here Dad's attention was on the deer while Blake runs away. He was running to the other side with the gun because he was thinking that I will hunt the deer from there, but he does not see the deer in the gun scope, but he notices an animal that looks like a man who was growling horrifically, and its terrifying growling was echoing in the entire forest, due to which Blake gets scared badly, and then Dad comes and catches him. This time he scolds him harshly. Now in a way he wanted to protect Blake. But the thing to think here was that Blake himself was confused that whom should he be afraid of and whom should he avoid, because if he was afraid of anyone the most, it was his dad. Well, Dad immediately ran away from there with him, and both of them hide in a treehouse built nearby. Blake's dad peeps through the gun scope and found the body of the dead deer lying on the ground, which they were going to hunt. The condition of the dead deer was very bad. It was torn apart. This was clearly done by none other than the same beast who hunted the deer before they could hunt it. And now he wants to make them his prey too. Now here Dad also sees that beast, that monster, whom he shot as soon as he saw him, but due to missing the target, that beast runs away. Blake, who was very scared, he asks Dad what that thing was. After all, Dad lies to him so that he does not get scared, and he says that son, it was just a bear. But after coming home, he hears his dad talking to someone on the phone. Dad was saying that beast is real. Today I have confronted him. My son has a threat from him, that's why I have to kill him. Well, now the story moves forward 30 years from here, in the present time, where Blake himself was a father who lives in San Francisco with his family. He had a cute daughter whom Blake loved very much, and like every father, his aim was always to protect his daughter, but not like his own dad. He wanted to protect his daughter, but could never think of behaving with his daughter the way his dad did. Similarly, Blake's daughter also loved him a lot. Whenever her dad was with her, she felt very good and safe. Now here his daughter starts doing mischief. While playing, she commits such a mistake which can even hurt her. Now on seeing this, Blake loses his temper, and today for the first time he scolds his daughter harshly, due to which the girl started crying. Then immediately Blake realized that, what is this? I have become just like my dad. So he immediately says sorry to his daughter and says that, "Daughter, from now on I will not shout at you." The bond of both father and daughter was also strong. Like always, his daughter says after placing her hand on Blake's forehead, "Today, Dad, at this time you are thinking that you love your daughter a lot." To this, he smiles and says, "You are right, my daughter. I am thinking exactly the same thing." Now, Blake's relation with his daughter was also good because he used to stay at home most of the time. He was a part-time writer. Let's talk about Blake's wife. Her name was Charlotte. She used to work as a reporter in a news channel. Due to being busy all the time, she was not able to give time to the family. This was the reason that there was a gap was growing in the relationship of both husband and wife, which obviously both of them did not want, because Charlotte also loved her family and wanted to spend time with them, but even after trying a lot, she could not manage the time and she could not do it. Then Blake receives a letter in which it was written that his dad, who had disappeared many years ago, has died. Actually 30 years ago. Blake's dad went to kill that animal to save his son's life. But since then, he was missing, and now the police had confirmed this, and they had told Blake through the letter that it has been said about your dad that he has died. Now Blake, who did not like his dad's behavior, but today he gets a deep shock after hearing this news. remembering his dad. He thinks that we should go to our old house where I used to live with my family. He plans a trip in which he wanted to take Charlotte and daughter along so that the distance between them ends and everything becomes good within the family. When Blake mentions this to Charlotte, she also agrees, and she says that yes, I will take time off from work and go on the trip, because somewhere she also realized her mistake, that I have become too far away from the family, and I do not do everything for my daughter that a mother should do, so she feels that I am not a good mother. She also shares this with Blake, but he explains to her that you should not think like this, you are a very good mother, and then the very next day Blake goes on a trip with his family. To make his life happier, he had reached his village, but he was not able to locate his house. Obviously, it had been 30 years since he left this place, and this place had changed completely. Now, on one hand, he was not able to understand the route. Moreover, the internet was also stopped working, due to which he could not even access the map. Then they noticed a man on a treehouse some distance away who had a gun in his hand. The man had also seen them and was now coming towards them. Seeing this, Charlotte got very scared. She tells Blake, "Let's go from here. He has a gun in his hand." Hearing this, Blake explains to her that don't panic. There is nothing to be so scared, because here everyone keeps a gun with him. When the man came closer, it was found that he was Blake's childhood friend. He recognizes Blake. Then he asks his friend, "Please show me the way. I am not able to find my own house." The friend sits in the car to show him the way. It was quite late while traveling, and they had also reached closer to their house. But suddenly a strange thing came in front of the car, due to which Blake's attention got diverted, and they have a very terrible accident because their car overturned. Blake's friend, who was panicked, he tries to get out of the car. Their car was stuck on top. As soon as his friend opened the car door, he falls down where the same animal attacks him. Seeing this, the family tries to get out of the car. Now Charlotte and her daughter had come out, but before Blake could come out, the animal attacks him too, in which Blake's arm was injured, but he too somehow came out. All three get out of the car and start running. There was a house in front of them which belonged to none other than Blake. He started running towards the house with his family because that animal was after them. Somehow they come inside the house, escaping from it, but it was very dark in the house, and now Charlotte and her daughter were also completely scared. Now, first of all, Blake looks for a torch, and then with its help he turns on the generator. Then he looked outside, pointing the flashlight through the window. Then he came to know that the animal has gone from here. After some time, Charlotte tells him that I am very confused. I cannot understand what it was. On this, Blake says that I am also surprised that what it is. I have also seen such a thing for the first time. Now, whether it is an animal or what it is, I am not able to understand anything. Charlotte says that we cannot face that thing alone. We do not even know that how dangerous it can be. That is why we should contact someone outside and ask for help. Then Blake gets an idea after seeing his father's radio lying nearby. He thinks to ask for help after setting its frequency, but the frequency does not match, and they are unable to contact outside. Suddenly something started happening to Blake. His condition worsens, his teeth also started falling, his arm was bleeding where he had been injured, but in the chaos he had forgotten all about it. Seeing the scar, he says that it is from the glass of the window, but Charlotte says, "No, that it is not, looking that the scratch was caused by glass. You have been hit by the claw of that animal." Well, she bandages Blake and goes to sleep with her daughter. While Blake was busy closing the main door properly, suddenly, he hears the loud footsteps of some animal nearby. Now, despite such loud steps, Charlotte and her daughter were sleeping because only Blake could hear these footsteps. Charlotte and her daughter were not able to hear them. Now Blake follows to find out where the sound is coming from. This sound was coming from inside the cupboard, which was the sound of a spider walking, and Blake was quite shocked to see that I was hearing spiders walking sounds so loudly. Actually, the animal that had bitten him, which had been the subject of rumors for years, it was actually a wolf, and now due to the wolf's bite, Blake also started turning into a wolf. Just like a human's teeth fall out and new ones grow in, his teeth were also falling in the same way. Because new wolf teeth were growing in their place, his sense of hearing had also grown stronger. Obviously, these things were very strange and scary for him. At one time, he felt as if my brain would explode. But somehow, he controlled himself, and now he takes advantage of his ability. Blake hears the wolf's howling, which was coming from outside the house because he was nearby. Charlotte also woke up on hearing his howling. Blake stood near the door to hear the voice, pressing his ear against the door. The very next moment, the wolf broke the door from below and started dragging Blake by holding his foot. Charlotte got very scared on seeing this, but when she witnessed her husband in trouble, she takes an axe and scares the wolf away. Now, Blake was saved from this wolf, but due to the wolf's virus, his transformation into a wolf began speeding up, and now he was hearing even normal voices in a strange and frightening way. That is why he was not able to understand anything, and now he has also lost the power to speak like humans. Seeing his condition, Charlotte understood that it was a wolf infection, and even Blake had realized that now he is not going to survive. He urinates in fear. Charlotte somehow manages to handle him. She brings a pen and paper so that Blake may write down to tell what he is trying to say. He writes dying, that is, I am dying. She calms him down and says that there is nothing like that. You will be fine. You have just become ill. But it is obvious that he was not able to understand Charlotte's words. Moreover, his sense of sight had also changed. He was now able to see strange things instead of normal ones. His hair had also started falling rapidly, due to which Blake's condition became critical. Seeing her dad in such a condition, his daughter gets very scared. She asks Charlotte, "Mom, what has happened to Dad?" Charlotte replies that nothing has happened. He is just ill. We will take him to the doctor as sun rises. Then Charlotte notices that Blake's arm is bleeding. Seeing this, she sends her daughter away. When she saw removing the bandage, she was shocked because the injured area had completely rotten. And now Blake was feeling intense pain in his injured arm that he starts scratching his wound, and then he started biting. Seeing this, Charlotte got frightened. She realized that we don't have time till tomorrow morning. If Blake doesn't get treatment in time, I will lose my husband forever. Then Charlotte noticed the car parked outside. Now she takes a big risk here. Somehow, she makes her family sit in the car and started leaving with them, but then that wolf climbs on their car. Seeing this, they immediately get down from the car and start running. There was a greenhouse nearby. To save themselves from the wolf, they climb on top of the greenhouse, while the wolf comes inside it and starts tearing the roof of the greenhouse. Now, their daughter was about to fall down from a hole, but somehow Charlotte saves her with a great difficulty. Now, because this place was not safe for them, so Blake signals Charlotte to move to house with the daughter, while he himself diverts the attention of the wolf towards him and takes him to the other side. Taking advantage of this, Charlotte reaches inside the house, taking her daughter. After some time, when Blake also came back home, he had transformed more than before. All his hair had fallen out and he had fully grown wolf-like teeth. Then he vomited blood from which the wolf's severed fingers come out. That is, while fighting with him, Blake had bitten and eaten the wolf's fingers. His animal form was dominating Blake. He also realized that soon he will become a danger to his family, so he thinks of going away from them. But as soon as he opened the door, a wolf was standing in front of him who had come to take revenge from him. He pounced on Blake, and now a brutal fight broke out between the two wolves. Initially, the wolf was overpowering Blake, but then Blake bites the wolf's neck and rips it apart badly, which ultimately results in the death of the wolf. Then Blake notices that the same tattoo is on this wolf's arm as his dad had on his arm. That is, this wolf was his dad. Actually, when he went hunting for the wolf, he turned into a wolf due to its bite. This is a kind of wolf virus which has now transferred into Blake from his dad. But he runs out of the house to save the family from harm. Suddenly he went outside and fell down. He started feeling uneasy because his jaw had become wider, his teeth had also become bigger. Along with this, his long dangerous claws had also emerged and thick hair had also grown on his body, and now he had completely become a werewolf like his dad. His wolf form had fully emerged. So he goes to attack his own family. Charlotte also understood that Blake has completely turned into a wolf, which is a threat for us, so this time she did not open the door and kept a knife for her defense, but somehow Blake entered inside. Still somewhere his human form was fighting with the animal form because Charlotte and daughter were in front of him, but he does not attack. Charlotte started attacking him with a knife, considering him a threat, while Blake was just trying to grab the knife from him. Then, in the meantime, Charlotte runs away with her daughter. Both of them had hidden inside a barn, where Charlotte sees a bear trap and decides to use it to save from Blake. Both of them hid. After some time, Blake had also come inside after breaking the door of barn, and now there was a lot of darkness in the barn. Both of them felt that he was not able to catch a glimpse of us, but Blake was able to see them clearly with his strongest sense of sight. But still he does not attack, and now as soon as he moves forward, he gets caught in that trap. Then taking advantage of this, Charlotte runs away with her daughter. He bites his own foot with his teeth to free himself from the trap. Then he starts chasing them while crawling. After wandering around, the mother and daughter came to the same place from where all this had started. Their car was overturned in front, and Blake's friend's severed hand was nearby. There was also a gun which Charlotte picked up and hid in the treehouse with her daughter. In all this, it was morning too. Blake also came near the treehouse while chasing them. He climbed up and started watching them, but still he did not hurt them. Now the poor guy kept trying his whole life that he should not become like his dad. That is, my daughter should not be afraid of me, but today the poor guy himself had become so helpless that his daughter was showing fear towards him, and he could not do anything. Now Blake could not tolerate this thing at all. He did not want to become like this, and in the meantime his daughter reads his thoughts once again. She tells Charlotte that dad wants you to kill him, that is why, shoot him, but Charlotte was not able to do this. Despite wanting to, she was not able to shoot. Seeing this, Blake starts provoking her, and even without wanting to, Charlotte shoots him. He starts looking at the beauty of this place in his last moments after falling down, which he used to see in his childhood. Both mother and daughter also come and sit near Blake. His daughter also starts reading Blake's mind in his last moments. She says, "Dad, you are still thinking that you love your family very much. That is why you did not harm us." On hearing this, Blake dies. His daughter understands that finally Dad's restlessness is over, and he has got peace. Then, saddened by this, she hugs her mother and starts crying. She was overwhelmed by shock and starts moving forward from here. Somewhere they had also accepted that this was written in our fate, and on accepting this, they left for the beginning of a new life, and so the story of this film ends here. This